Okay, I've been rambling all over the place. Sorry. But I do love this topic so much, as you can tell. I hope you're getting something out of this. Okay, so I'm talking about the Japanese Art of Reiki by Bronwyn Logan and Franz Steiner. And yeah, it's so the book, right? What it struck me about the book is like it's got all these other parts. Because when I learned like Usui Shiki Ryoho, um, I thought that was it. That's Japanese Reiki, but I didn't realize that that system had come that pathway through Chujiro Hayashi and Mrs. Hawaya Takada, and that it had been, Christianized and Americanized and stuff like that. Nothing against America, but it had been changed to suit people. She'd cleverly like changed it or presented in a way that was would be taken up by people, which was really really beautiful. Again, grateful that she did that. But yeah, when I read this book back in 2008 for the first time, and it's still relevant now. Absolutely, there's no that's the thing about this practice and a lot of practices is there's not really anything to reinvent at all. These practices are very, very deep as if you work with them and you work with a good teacher. It's just how they get presented and communicated that really changes through time. So, yeah, what I learned was there's so much more to Reiki than hands-on healing. So when we talk about doing a lot of practice with Reiki, we're not talking about doing a lot of hands-on healing, unless that's our lineage. But in more like a Usui Reiki Ryoho, which is what Mikao Usui Sensei called his system, and which nobody exactly knows what it was because he's not around. But we know a lot of things, a lot about it. People have done a lot of research, including Franz and Bronwyn, my teachers, two of my main teachers, and other people. And I'm really grateful for that. It's really great, isn't it? So in this book, it's broken into lots of things, much more than hands-on healing. So it talks about the history. It talks about something called the three diamonds, which is a very, very good concept that I believe Franz and Bronwyn actually named it, the three diamonds. It talks about the 5 elements of Reiki. So they've broken the system into 5 elements, or they've identified that it has 5 elements in its original, or something close to its original form. They talk about the precepts, and the precepts are very, very central. Today only, anger not, worry not, be humble and grateful, be true to your way and being awe, be diligent in your work, in your practice, and be compassionate to all beings. Or, Kyo dake wa ikaru na, shinpai su na, kansha shite, gyo o hageme, hito ni shinsetsu ni. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Okay, so the precepts. It talks about breathing. There was no talk about breathing when I studied Reiki 25 years ago. Breathing techniques, but these are very central. Very, very central. I was a little confused, I remember reading them, like, don't you just channel Reiki? Why would you do breathing techniques? I remember that confusion, actually. And they talk about the Jumon and the Shirushi, which are mantras and symbols. So the mantras and symbols. So you have the Chokure, mantra and the symbol for that, which is a little squiggly, swirly spiral. That's a Jumon is the mantra, and Shirushi is the symbol. Japanese words for those. And then they talk about the Reiju, which we know is attunement as well. So that's how it was taught to me, and it's often taught as an attunement. So I remember the way that it was told to me was like being attuned, like dialing your radio in, tuning your radio, and that to me says a lot about the Western understanding, the Western view of Reiki is an attunement. It's something that you get tuned into or given, and that's something I've learned is actually not how it's perceived in its origins at all. So yeah, I'm like, what are all these things? I remember reading this book going, what are all these things? This sounds way too complicated. So it's a really good book. It's still relevant, and this is the thing, right? You could just read this book and practice the central techniques, the meditation, Jōshin Kokyū Hō, and Sei Shinto, or together, sorry, my cat's just meowing. You could practice those meditations. You could practice them together as Hatsurei Ho. And just do that every day. And you wouldn't even need to do anything else, honestly. That would change your whole life. But there's much more to Reiki anyway. And some of that is important. But just doing those meditations would be so much, so much. I hope this has helped and hasn't been just a ramble. But yeah, this is a great book. I really recommend it. And if you want to just get started in Reiki, just do it. Like, there's nothing stopping you. And obviously there's a lot of material on the internet. But you can just start by practicing Jōshin Kokyū Hō. And if you want to practice Jōshin Kokyū Hō, it sounds funny, doesn't it? Jōshin Kokyū Hō. But it means energy purification method. So something like that. It translates in a few different ways. If you want to practice that now, you can go to a video that I've created, which is for free, and there's no like catches or anything. Just take it, enjoy it, because it's, these things are like, it's difficult to balance between like where people have to spend money and people can, like, these things are universal. They're for sentient beings to help incarnate well, So I offer it to you for free. I'll put a link below. Okay, well, have a good day. Thanks for listening. I'm really grateful. See ya.